Hey, it's Friday night. And wow, that sounds like it's hot. Maybe not. I'll just turn my headphones down. How is everyone, or how are you all on a great Friday night? Man, what a week, huh? How'd you like the video that I brought to you? It took me a little bit to make that one, but it was really fun. And I think I'm going to do some more investigating out there at the lake. And I'm also going to go out to the other lake and check that out too. Avocado Lake, Pine Flat Lake, Kings River. And maybe, tell you guys a little bit about what goes on over there and where, and show you the places. And we'll take a little cruise or a field trip, and I'll show everybody around, and maybe we might even see something. Who knows? Hey Connie, how are you? I could barely see the thing. I could barely see that monitor. I've been messing around. I wanted to start at 7 o'clock, but I've been messing around so much that. Let me see if I can get it closer. Oh, okay, let me see. Let me see if that's better. Oh, whoops. Dang. I probably should have messed around with that before I started too. But that's how it goes, huh? All right. I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. Been having a lot of fun, and I thought, man, Friday night, it's time to get on and talk to everybody. And I actually had a report of a shadow wolf, and just like 3 hours ago. It happened a couple of nights ago, but only I heard about it today or this evening, and I was gonna come on anyways, and I thought. And I was going to talk about the little field trip video that I put up. But I think we'll start off with shadow wolves and shadow beings. And then we'll get into the field trip in a little bit. Hi, Elle. What's up? I hope I'm not too loud. Am I too loud? Everything was taken apart in here. And moving things around. And I had to reset everything, and I didn't have any audio at first. That's why I wasn't on it exactly at 7. But I figured out the audio problem, and I sound loud to me. I don't know how I sound to you guys though. Hi Pam. Hi Winter. Yeah, so how's everybody's Friday night? It's warm still where I am. I don't know about where you guys are, but it got almost to 98 degrees today. It's still warm. I mean, look at my tan. I've been working on it every day. Hi, Ed. What's up, my brother? Yeah, so summer's almost over, and Halloween's almost here. And I already been checking out the Halloween stores, see what I can get to, have a little fun in here. The sound is good. Well, good. Thank you so much. Sometimes it's loud to me, and when it's going out to you guys, though, I'll have it set too low. Even though all the settings in here seems like that it's loud, or loud enough, it isn't loud enough to you guys. So I like to check, and that's what I like about live. I mean, there's some good and bad with live. Like, one good thing is I can ask you guys questions and get immediate feedback. One bad thing is when you make a boo-boo, you can't take it back and you can't edit it out. But, I like the live way better than the edit stuff. But I do like to do the edit stuff because I get to play and create things, and do a lot more than I can do live. And so I enjoy doing the edit work, like the field trip things. I want to do a whole lot more of them. I'm not a good hot guy for the heat. So as now that it's getting more reasonable temperatures, I'll be out a lot more and be bringing more stuff all through the winter because I can always add clothes, but you can't always get out of the car and take the air conditioning with you, which kind of sucks. Oh man, everybody's showing up quick. It must be a good Friday night. Hey Larry, what's up, my brother? Odie, hey. What are you doing, Ode? It's warm. Sciatica is what's up. Oh man, Ed, I feel you. My leg wasn't burning too bad. It felt kind of like road rash a little bit, and then I took a shower, and the shower, I didn't have it on hot water or anything, just the water going over the leg. Started in my toes burning, and then now my knee, my thigh, everything's burning, kind of like stuck in a barbecue grill. It's really bugging me. I took some meds for it though, but they don't always work. But it does. It takes it down a notch where I can concentrate and talk and think. Otherwise, the pain is too much to even sit here and talk with you guys and put a couple of thoughts together, But it's the way it is, Let me see. Yeah, me too. I want to live by the coast someday. I just can't afford that. I'd like to afford that, but I just can't afford it yet. Someday, maybe. Someday. Like I put a link in down in the description or whatever you want to call it that YouTube has, and I have this little plan, and it's little, and I hope it doesn't break anybody's bank, and if it does, don't do it, okay? Only like I'm on Social Security and paying the internet and all that stuff. I don't make much, and sometimes I get close where if the first thing that's going to get shut off is going to be the internet, because it doesn't have a necessity. Like I'm not going to turn off the power or anything. So I came up with a little idea. Actually, Pam helped me she got in my Patreon and she put in a few bucks, like $4 or something like that. And it gave me the idea like, wow, hey, Patreon, I could probably just say $1 a month you could give any amount you want, but $1 a month, that doesn't hurt anyone. And it would help out tremendous to me. And I'm thinking like, if the channel grows, that could turn into a nice little income where I could keep the lights on. I could afford the gas money for more field trips out and some more equipment that I'd like to have, but that I really can't afford. Like my microphone's only a $30 microphone, and sometimes it sounds like it, but the mixer board is old, but only it works. Everything works. But if anything breaks, then I'm really stuck like Chuck. So I thought, $1. Come on, $1. That's not a lot. Even I could support somebody with $1 or give $1. And I thought that doesn't hurt. And I don't mind even asking for that much. If it was more, then, forget it. I'm not that guy where, please give me more. No, I'm not that guy. In fact, if $1's too much, or you think, I don't deserve it or anything, don't give it to me. Okay. So I'm done with that part. I'm kind of just waiting for a little bit of people to get in here, and we'll talk about shadow wolves that the guy saw. I took pictures of it too, but I didn't get permission to use the pictures. So I'll probably do another one later live and share the pictures if he lets me. Let me see now. I got away from chat. I got to see what's up here. Man, pain it cuts through the meds, Ed, really bad. I hate taking meds. Believe it or not, I mean, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I didn't even know what a headache was. I didn't even take aspirin, nothing. I mean, I had vertigo. They call it Meniere's disease ever since I was in my 20s. And that would just make me spin. But pain, headaches, all that stuff, I didn't have that. And then I got hurt. And oh man, you know, a whole different world opened up to me. And a lot of it is pharmacy, you know, it really kills me. Hey, Cold Warrior, thank you, man. You're my brother. I tell you, your support really helps. I fixed the YouTube thing. They were locking me out of out of what I would earn in like the advertising, even though it isn't very much. They've cut it so far back. It takes months to collect any, you know, to add up enough, unless I put a commercial like every 2 minutes. Yeah, or an ad every 2 minutes, and I refuse to do that. I'll put a couple, but I won't, or 2 or 3, but if depending on how long the video is. But I finally got them to unlock the YouTube AdSense. They were saying I wasn't me, and I know it was a big deal that all they're trying to do is mess with me. I mean, they shadow ban me. I don't come up in searches. They don't notify you guys. It's kind of a little stupid little game, you know. I'll be glad when they get done with that dumb little game. I mean, I don't mind that it isn't very much. I just mind that, like, if Cold Warrior or somebody throws in some, I don't know what they call that, like super chat or something like that, then what do they keep it? You know, that was kind of making me mad, but I got it, and now after it adds up to a certain amount, then they pay you, so I'm good again. Let's see, what do we got? Let me see. Yes, I did, Pam. I sure did. It came through. Thank you so much. You guys are really great. I can't even thank you guys enough for the ones that already have been giving me stuff. It's a weird feeling because I used to be I was always the giver guy. I never was the taker, you know, or on the take or nothing. I mean, I raised foster kids and all kinds of stuff. I was not in raising my sister's kids and everybody's neighbors' kids and all this stuff. I wasn't the guy that ever asked for any help. So it's kind of weird for me to ask. It really feels weird. But I do appreciate it. I'm learning that it's a blessing to the other people. Like, as much as I was blessed for giving and helping people, and it felt good to me to do that, I don't want to take that from anyone, because I knew how good that felt. And even though you guys are doing it for me and I'm not usually the guy doing it, it's not cool for me to deny, you know, say no and deny the feeling that people get and the blessing that you receive, because you do get some. I know, because I got blessed all my whole life for being so generous and helping everyone so much. So I don't want to rob anyone of that at all. Okay, back to the chat. Let's see. Yeah, that was a fun show with BZ. Boy, I love BZ. He is the greatest. I've known him a long time. I need to have him on the show here. He lives in the mountains. I need to go over there and go squatching with him and show him how to squatch over there. He'll be surprised, because I actually believe there's Bigfoot around his place. What? Oh my God. Poor Brenton. I've been praying for Brenton's son. I don't think he knows who I am, but I know who he is, and I pray for him all the time. I actually pray for everyone. I pray for you guys. There's a lot of people I pray for, just because, you know, it's something you can give freely. It doesn't cost you anything, but it blesses everyone immensely sometimes. BZ. I like saying his name too. BZ. Let me see. Man, that is, and he has the swelling and stuff like that and heart problems. I understand that because I have the same issues that he does. I do, the swelling. Like tonight I was trying to figure out how to get my feet up under here instead of, because usually I'll sit kicked back with my feet up. If I sit too long with my feet down, then, and I think he has that same problem. I've heard him say it, but I totally understand, it so sucks. Yeah, I saw that about I think me and BZ talked about the UFOs and what Q said. Interesting, huh? You think they might come out with it? You think Trump might, like, come out with it that's real? That would be so cool. Evening, BZ. How are you, brother? Yeah, so I guess there's enough people to start talking about shadow wolves. Have you guys, any of you guys ever heard of the Shadow Man or the Hat Man, right? Me and Jeff we've done several shows on that, and Heidi I should have had her on. I should have called her and had her on. Maybe I'll do that. And when I have the pictures of the Shadow Wolf, if he lets me share them, I'll have Heidi come on and we'll chat with Heidi, because that would be kind of fun. Howdy, James. How are you? And Bolt Gun and Sam Squatch. There's a bunch now, and a bunch of peoples. And Simone, how are you? Yeah, so one of my friends, he has to go outside. He's a smoker. In fact, he told me his kids never, maybe I shouldn't say, I think I'll strike what I just said. He's not a smoker. He doesn't smoke, but he was outside, sitting outside, okay? And out of the corner of his eye, and this is how it always, out of all the people that I've talked to and interviewed and about shadow things, is they see it out of the peripheral vision or out of your side vision. And usually some movement will get your attention, and usually when you look straight at it, it disappears, because for some reason they know you're looking. And only when you turn your head back away, it might reappear. And if you never ever look at it straight on, you could actually look at it for a long time, which some people have done, and followed its movements through the room. Sometimes it could be a tarantula, like this big, or a cat. It could be a man. It could be a shadow blob. It could be taking any kind of form. And usually they're not good. They're really bad. And they don't have good intentions at all, and you don't want them around you at all. You want to try to get rid of them. But he was outside and sitting in his spot, and he caught some movement out of his corner of his eye, but he couldn't tell what it was. But when he looked over there, before it could disappear, he saw a wolf dog, big, tall, big thing, as high as the hood of his car. And he said it was all bunched down, like crouched down, trying to, like, not be seen. And it also looked like it was going to jump on him. And he could see its face. That's kind of different about the shadow. Usually you don't see their face so much, but sometimes people do. But normally they're just a shadow, but you feel their intentions. You know what I mean? They give off a vibe that you feel. And this thing was giving off the vibe, but it also is staring at him and looking like it was going to get him. And he turned with his cell phone and took pictures, and a different kind of being came out. It doesn't look like a wolf. It looks like maybe an Anunnaki or something like that. It, I mean, I can't explain that one, but something's there. It's hard to tell what it is really, but it isn't what he saw. And then he went back the next night, same time, approximately within 15 and 20 minutes or so of the night before, and he took pictures again, and it wasn't there, and he didn't see anything either. So these are interesting things, you know, these shadow things. In fact, I saw somebody say something, Chris Ghost Wolf, he would know a lot about this. Maybe I could talk with him about it, or he could call in. I know he knows a lot about the shadow beings and stuff, and the things that other people can't see. Ghost Wolf can see a lot of times. Sometimes other people see it too, but more often than not, he does see them and the other people don't. But sometimes the other people do, and so it's that's crazy, you know, these shadow things. And a lot of times they, like the shadow man or the hat man, they're like the boss demon, and that they're not good. And I don't know if it's the shadow hat guy and he's taking a different form, or if there's other, it probably is too, other types of them, spirit demon type things, and they're shadows, but they're not good. And I know the hat man guy, he's the boss of all of them. Like he's in control of all of the shadow things that could come around. Yeah, in fact, I have my phone on just in case, like, you guys wanted to call in. I just can't remember what the phone number is. Isn't that terrible? I don't know what the phone number, my own phone number. The feed's cutting out. It's good here. It's not giving me any alerts or anything. Shadow snakes. Dude, I don't know what I would do if I saw shadow snakes, man. If you look behind me, you can see a Bigfoot camouflaging himself. Let me see. I see a couple of them. Yep, and a wolf dog in there. What's up, Kev? In fact, that's Baron von Strauss. He's the one that gave me the ride out to the lake, and when we did that little field trip. Yeah, it's the. Let me see. I'll tell you guys the number. I think I can find it. Let me see. Would it be under About Phone? Maybe not About Phone. Yeah, so it's been a pretty wild month. Like these Bigfoot showing up around the lakes and the rivers and stuff like that. Heidi's station is effed up. She is supposed to be on right now, but she is not. Ah. Well, thank you, my brother. One more time, thank you. Again, you're the best. Let me see. It has to be under about phone, right? There it is. And it is 559 270 2249. You got that? 559 270 2249. And I can't type it in. I wish I could, but I can't. What's up, Jesus? What are you doing, brother? What are you doing? Hey, Lewis. I don't know. Adolf's cool. I don't know if he's in here. I didn't see his name yet, but I've been terrible about keeping track of chat. I'm so bad. Even though I'm here to, watch chat, I won't know if anybody rings it, huh? Isn't it? Maybe it'll vibrate and it'll tell me. I think I just gave the number that I want released, not that other one, BZ. That you have my home phone number. You and Ghost Wolf, you have the one that I try to keep the one I try to keep on me all the time. I'm not the greatest at that, that's for sure. And keeping it charged, I'm even worse at it, but it's the one that I check the most, though. Like now it is, huh? No, it's something else. See, that one isn't. Oh, well, I might be able to do it. Let me see here. I could do it like this, huh?
Hello?
Hello, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Can everybody hear him? Cool. I could hear you. So we'll just go with it.
Okay. I've got chat muted. I've got you muted, and I'm trying to watch chat, but I don't know. I think I'm live.
Yeah, I think you are.
Can someone in chat type in if you can hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think they can hear you. If I could hear you, they could hear you. I'm pretty sure. It's 559 270 2249. That's the other phone that I just was. But only now I'm on my personal one and Chris and BZ has the number 2, and so does Kevin. Or
okay,
Baron von Strauss.
So I think Pam and BZ said they can hear.
Cool. I figured as much. I have that line turned up. So yeah. So how was your camping trip, man? I've been meaning
It was fun.
Really?
The weather was a little challenging. It was really windy and kind of cold, but overall it was a good time. Did some four-wheeling, did some poking around looking. I actually thought I found a couple of tracks, but they were questionable.
It could be. You're in the area. You were.
Yeah. They were in they're really deep and really big and some really hard packed dirt. But I found like 2 or 3 in a line with a pretty wide stride length.
Really? I wouldn't doubt if it was, That's how it is, man. You never find a whole, it's so rare to find a whole trackway. So I don't know how they do it, but they don't leave tracks. But you can find 1 or 2 here or there, you know what I mean? But the rest of the time you don't find them. It's kind of weird. I wouldn't doubt that you found some, tell you the truth.
Yeah, no, and I was totally unprepared. I didn't have anything to cast with or anything.
Right. Yeah, because you're not thinking,
I wasn't really on big like search and destroy mission.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Only you're in.
It was super fun though.
One day I want to go over that way. I have a couple of friends that go over there all the time, and they kind of get into the wilderness from that side over there. You know, where the high glaciers and stuff like are over there.
Yep.
And they find trackways all the time. But they go in like right about this time of the year too, where the glaciers and the snow is melted, because usually it's there like way into the summer. You can't even get in there until like right now, you know?
Yeah, now it's about the only time you can get in there.
Yeah.
I was high enough where I was dodging some snowpack up there.
It's we're talking to Ghost Wolf, and he's in chat as well.
So
Hi, G.
I've told this story before, but if you guys are talking about, I'm getting real horrible feedback. Let me try and turn my volume down or something.
Yeah, are you on speaker?
Yeah, and I tried taking it off speaker. I should have called you on my landline, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, you could call back if you want.
I'm getting some really horrible feedback. It's making me want to kill myself.
Yeah, you could call back if you want to. Like, you get your landline. It might be better for everybody else, because this sounds pretty terrible.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds, and I'll call right back.
Sure.
Okay, I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay. Time's up. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you know, he sees some really, like I talk with Chris all the time, and I've been meaning to call him. I've been really busy. In fact, I missed BZ. He actually contacted me a couple of days before the day of the show, and I didn't even catch it till like the last minute almost. I feel so bad about that, but life's been pretty busy. My wife has been keeping me busy, like the honeydew thing. But as long as she's happy, I'm happy. And I like it like that. But only, wow, you know, she's a whirlwind sometimes, you know, and everything takes a back seat. And the worst thing is plus I've been going out in the field, and no phone reception, or I'll leave the phone in the car, or I have it muted and I don't realize it's muted, and I'm carrying it around. And then I realized when I was editing a field trip thing, did I miss a call? Whoops. Try again, Chris. I realized it was ringing and I didn't even hear it. But in the video, when I was recording and I didn't keep that part in the actual little video I made. It was not something I was keeping, but only the camera was on, and my phone was ringing and I didn't hear it. But only in the video I heard it, and I was like, "What the heck?" My phone is ringing, and you know, that blew me away. Like, oh my God, is my hearing that bad? Where the phone is on full blast and the camera's picking it up, but I'm not hearing it at all? Man, that's a trip. How's it going, Flash? Let's see. Ghost Wolf he's not far from me and you, Biff, or BZ. He's not. He's like Central Coast. San Luis Obispo. Okay, there we go. Hey.
How's that?
Sounds a lot better. A lot better.
Okay.
Well, it did. You know.
How's that?
Sounds good. That sounds good.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, San Luis Obispo. He's over by San Luis Obispo somewhere.
Yep, I'm in Paso Robles.
In an undisclosed location in Paso Robles.
Yes, I'm in a bunker.
Right on.
So I know. Oh, Pam got arrested here. That's awesome.
Really?
That's what she said. It says, haha, I got arrested in San Luis Obispo on a 1070, and you know what that is?
No, I don't.
Naked in public.
Really? Dang,
yeah.
And I wasn't there? Jeez. Dang. Yep. Man.
Oh, no, she got busted in 1970. Oh, I thought she meant a 1070, because a 1070 is naked in public.
Oh, 1970. Now, you would have caught me naked in public. I would have been streaking down the high school thing, Yep.
Right. So I know a few others said they want to call in, so I'll be brief. But when I heard you guys talking about the shadow people, I wanted to remind you about I think I've told this story before, but
that's okay.
It was on 2 successive days that I honestly believe that dark entities were trying to kill me. And the first one was I was riding my bike on my way to work, and the light turned green, and I took off in a car that had completely blacked out windows, and it was a model of car I couldn't recognize, and I'm a car guy. And it went in front of my tire it ran a red light about 3 seconds after the light turned green, and it went by my front tire at about 80 miles an hour.
Dang.
And so so that was the one, but the shadow thing. So the next day I said, forget this, I'm going to drive to work. So I drove to work, and I got to work, and as I was stepping out of the car, I looked down, and there was like 10 shadow snakes at my feet. And so I'm like, what the heck? And so I jumped back towards the street, and I'm on a side street, not a main street. And all of a sudden, this truck that looked like a Tonka truck,
wow,
with a guy that looked like a zombie-looking guy behind the wheel, drifted over and missed clipping my back by about 2 feet.
Whoa.
And he rammed into the curb just in front of my truck and bounced out and went around the corner. And I swear, as I speak to you guys, the truck looked like it was made out of Legos. I'm not kidding.
So
it was like a cartoon truck driven by someone.
So it really wasn't real then, really. I mean, not real.
No, it was real because I saw it hit the curb. It bounced off the curb, but I don't know what created it, I guess.
Right. Wow.
But there's a property that my buddy has, and I saw a shadow creature one time as big as a buffalo.
Dang.
Walk right into this dude's house, and I've seen him in all shapes and forms.
Right.
Lately, though, I've got to tell you guys, everything I see lately is gigantic. I mean, big, huge.
Man, you were telling me about that. Go ahead and tell everybody about that, man. This is amazing. Okay, really.
Yeah, I've been seeing these things walking down the sidewalk, and I've been telling Alan about it for about a month.
Mm-hmm.
And for all intents and purposes, they look like an oversized, skinny bear, like a polar bear that only weighs 90 pounds is the best way I can describe it. And so I've been calling it the skinny bear, because that's the best way I can describe it. So I've seen it at least 10 times, and, I would think by now my wife would think I'm nuts because I see this thing out the window, and I don't see it cross the front of my house, and so I'll run outside and there'll be nothing there. So about 2 weeks ago, I'm sitting there, and I see one coming down the sidewalk, and all of a sudden my dog pops his head up and it was sitting on my lap, and he pops his head up and looks out at the window and starts growling. And then my wife looks out and said, "What was that?" And I said, "Oh, you saw it too?" She says, "Yep." Mm-hmm. I went running outside, nothing there. And these things are giant. It would be like I said, like a polar bear times 2, but only weighs 90 pounds. I mean, I don't know what to make of that, but not every day, Lewis. It doesn't happen every day, but I bet you a week doesn't go by without me seeing something somewhere.
Let me ask you a question. Last night, I was on BZ's show, and we were talking about how it seems like time's compressed. You know what I mean? Like everything's speeding up, everything, even the paranormal.
Yep.
Like, and
Yep.
is that how it is with you too? Like all of a sudden everything's on steroids, you know,
Yeah.
more of everything.
Oh, big time. And it's funny how, you know how you're always saying, Alan, there's no such thing as coincidences, right?
Right.
Okay, so this girl that I haven't spoken to in 20 years, at least 30 years maybe, started messaging me on Facebook, and so she called me today. And the first thing out of her mouth is, she goes, I just was motivated to call you and connect with you. What part of the metaphysical are you into? And it really took me back because, you know, this girl saw some stuff in my first house. You know, I've told some stories about the first house, and this girl actually saw the house I told you was worse than like Amityville, but I've never talked to her about this. And I said, what makes you say that? And she says, well, I'm a clairvoyant, and I was told to call you. This is just tonight.
What? Whoa.
Yes. And I'm driving home, and this girl calls me. She goes, yeah, I was told I had to call you.
Whoa.
And I'm like, okay. And she starts telling me all about her life, and she's living in Utah now, and she's like a Reiki master, and she's a clairvoyant and all this stuff. And it was just blowing me away, all the stuff she was telling me. Yeah. And it was just super weird that it was like synchronicity. But, you know, even people at work are talking about this. And the one thing I told her is I asked her, I said, do you see things becoming more and more, you know, prevalent or whatever? And she goes, oh, yeah, I was telling my husband just yesterday that everything's accelerating. So it's funny you asked me that question. It's kind of weird that she just literally got off the phone with her 2 hours ago.
You know what's weird is, like, at least in my world, and it seems like it's everywhere, like the Bigfoots, more of them, and low, you know, like down in the valley. I know a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying, but I live in a giant valley that's like 700 miles long. I mean, BZ lives way up north in it, and I live like right in the middle of it, and you live off to the west of it. Chris does, but it's a big giant valley, and normally we would drive hours into the mountains to where there's no roads, and then even hike a little further, and then that's where you would have Bigfoot encounters, right? Now we drive 20 minutes over to the lake or the river, and there they are, you know, like in more than one.
You know why that is?
I don't know why.
Okay, I'm going to tell you my theory.
Okay.
And this goes for Bigfoot, UFOs, Wolfman, Dogman, Chupacabra. I don't care what you're into, whatever paranormal thing exists out there. Here's my theory. They're just getting more and more blatant now, and they just don't care anymore.
Right.
They're becoming emboldened because of the way our society daily drifts farther and farther away from God, and they're winning every day.
That's
so
true.
Instead of hiding in the shadows, they can come out and smack you in the face because they don't think that there's going to be any repercussion.
And you know, it's really sad.
Think about that for a minute. UFO sightings, ghost shows, people talking about it, Bigfoot sightings, dogmen sightings, you know, ghost shows, demon shows, things of that nature. They're just becoming emboldened, you know?
Yeah. You know what? I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
I think it's just that we're moving so far away from God, they just don't care. They've always been there, but now they're just going to come out because they don't think anything's going to happen.
It's like we were talking last night about there's a hierarchy of them, right? And I mean, we didn't talk about the hierarchy, but there is a hierarchy. Okay.
Absolutely.
And the highest of the high in that hierarchy is not a very good guy. You know, a lot is written about this dude, and he actually gets his power from a lot of his power from blood killings. Yep. So like abortions is his main feed, and I think that's why he's so strong. I think that's why it's so strong here, is because of that.
100 hundreds of thousands or millions a year. I heard a thing that 150 billion since Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, that's
something
amazing,
like that. But,
you know. And I think that's
you know, but the bloodline, we could go on, and this is what we were talking about a couple weeks ago about the Nephilim and the before the flood and after the flood. You know, I want everyone to consider this, and maybe this isn't, you know, new information by any means, but I don't think we've ever really talked about it. Is I think that, just like you said, Satan has been trying since day one to pollute the bloodline of Christ.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. What I'm saying is biblically correct. Mm-hmm. As soon as the Old Testament said that, you know, a son will be born of David and this bloodline, it was like, you know, trying to pollute the bloodline, killing all the you know, Herod killing the children. You know, there's all these different events going forth to try and stop the birth of Jesus and to even stop his death and resurrection, because they knew that was the end game.
Yeah.
And that was at that very point in time in history is when Satan and all his minions figured out, okay, we're finished. There's nothing we can do about it now. We're done. That's a foregone conclusion. But what we can do, you know, we're not going to pollute the bloodline now because Jesus died. But now what we're going to do is we're going to try and take as many with us as we can.
Mm-hmm. Well, they could do that.
They were restricted. And I think they've been restricted by protection of God. And as we move farther away from God, it's like moving out from under an umbrella. You start getting wet.
Right.
And that's what we're doing, all of us.
I think the DNA thing has a lot to do with it. You know, like if they could mess up your DNA to a distorted DNA, you know, it's the same as like the blood. But I mean, it when they can. That's why they want to chip everyone. If you do research on chips and stuff, you know, the RFIDs and stuff like that, you find out that they have the ability using frequencies to change your DNA. And man, that scares me the most of everything is
right. And think about this for a minute, Alan. Okay, all these alien abductions, right? And what do? They take away sperm, they take away eggs, they take blood. Think about that for a second. If they're advanced enough, if they're millions of years ahead of us and they can time travel as they try to lead you to believe,
right, yeah,
they'd only need to do this once.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have, all they would need is DNA, and they can multiply several out of one DNA. Even if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, two, okay, a male and a female, they'd have all they need to reproduce human beings, if that's really what's their end game. That's not their game. Why do you think they keep doing over and over and over again? Why? Well, because they're trying to pollute the DNA, like you said, the blood and DNA of humans.
One of the things
it's never going to work. I mean, even if they tried turning everybody on Earth into a zombie all at once, it's never going to work, because what's inside of us is greater than what's in the world. So they've already lost.
Well, one of the things that they're doing,
you know, like calling out in the name of Jesus and the blood of Jesus works.
Right. Yeah, it does. On the alien thing, one of the things that, I don't know if anybody ever noticed this, but they're sexless, right? They all look the same, like a robot kind of, but they're biological, okay? So they're growing these things, and actually it's a container is what I think, and it's holding a demonic spirit that has no body. So they can take over bodies, whether they call it possession or something like that. Well, what if they created these little biological I think they call them even that, extraterrestrial EBEs or something like that, biological entity or something. What if they created that just so that they could possess it and be in a body that puts them in this realm, right? Touching, feeling, you know, probing, all that kind of stuff, you know, taking everybody's semen and, you know, eggs and samples and stuff like that. But I think that's what it is. That's why they don't have. That's why you can't tell if it's a girl or a boy or anything. They all look the same. And I think that's what they did. Oh, did I lose him? Uh-oh. Nope, I didn't lose him. I hear him. He's still banging around. Yeah, so like, what do you guys think in there? I saw somebody ask a question, and I don't see it now. I wonder if he dropped the phone. You think he dropped the phone? Hey, did you drop out, dude? What happened to you? Let me see. Oh, you know, I might have lost him. Might have lost him. They don't like when we talk about things like this, you know that? Like, no, is he still there? No. They don't like it when we talk about stuff like this, and they're in control of the people that are in charge of our government and the corporations and stuff like that set the laws and the rules and stuff like that. They're in control of these people. These people sold their life. Ask any, you know, you could go on YouTube and look up singers, famous people, and they even, some of them are admitting it. And they, you know, so they also control everything, like the media and stuff like that, the internet, phone systems. And they have the listening now, the technology where it listens to everybody. That's why they shadow ban me. Like, this video will probably be demonetized. I have like 8 demonetized videos that YouTube demonetizes it because I talk about this kind of stuff gets talked about on the channel, and then we should be able to talk about anything we want, but they want to shut you up, right? They want you to not, they want to punish you for talking about stuff like this. And so I get demonetized every time we start talking about this actual topic right here. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you that they don't like it. It's a wonder that I'm still even on the air, really, tell you the truth. There's been a few times when Jeff and I were doing things and we got cut off of the whole internet went out, and it was always around this topic, almost always. You know, you get that this power that wants to be the supreme power of the universe, but it's not, and it can't ever be, but only it does have some power, and it usually is what power we give it, because that's where it derives the power. Okay, let me see. Incoming call. Hello?
Hi.
Hey, you're back.
I don't know what the heck happened on that one.
I know what happened. It happens all the time for me. When we start talking about these kind of things, the powers that be shut us up, you know, or try to.
You know, it's funny because I was trying to dial your number, and I swear it would let me get to the last number. Like, I'd dial the number, and when I hit the last number, I'd get a dial tone. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. It sounds weird, but that's what happens, you know. That is what happens. Yes, sometimes, like, remember one time, it was a while back, but we were talking, and there was actually voices. Remember that?
Yes. And I actually finally went back. I don't like listening to myself on these calls because I think I sound dopey. I don't like my voice, but I did listen, and I could hear it.
Yeah. Well, I heard it too.
I didn't hear it when we were talking.
Oh, I did, but only everybody in chat was saying, you know, they were hearing it, and I even went back and listened to it too, and it didn't sound nice. I know that, you know. It was.
Oh, and I have to tell you while I have you and everybody in chat here, a little off topic, but I've got to tell you. So a guy started work about 6 months ago, and when he came, he told me his brother in Mexico had 4 brain tumors. Damn. And so I told him about some natural methods like, you know, curcumin and graviola and some different nutritional things to try, because they tried conventional things and nothing was working. And then I asked him, I asked him about, well, are you, have you been praying about it? And he's like, oh, no, not really. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't really care for this guy that much. But yet, I've always tried to include him especially when we're in here praying for people or whatever. I just think about this guy. Yeah, his brother is suffering and this and that. So yesterday I'm leaving work and the guy says, hey, come here. And like I said, I'm not even that friendly with him really, but he says, you remember my brother with the 4 tumors? I said, yeah. And he goes, they're completely gone.
And why?
And the first thing I did, I looked at him and I said, have you thanked God yet?
Right.
And he said, no. And so then he texted me something later on, and I said, thanks be to God. Make sure you thank God. And then he said he would. And I just wanted to say, tell everybody that kind of the Bible says pray for people sometimes whether are they your buddies or not. And I'm not saying I necessarily did anything, but I've been thinking good thoughts. And the first thing I could think of was, I'm good. And so when I went to my truck, I thank God for him.
Cool. Well, I was actually shown a vision around 1980, the late 80s. And I think it's for how we're talking about everything's compressed or going faster and stuff like that. In this vision, it was that time, right? It was when everything was going crazy fast. But so was the power of God.
Mm-hmm.
Prayer was more like powerful. People were had more. All it is faith. Like they believed when they prayed, it happened, and it happens, right? You have to believe it though, and for the longest time, nobody believes it. Well, that is starting. I believe in the world. And we're not hearing about it yet, but I believe we will, and it'll be on the news according to the vision. But we're going to start seeing that, like legs growing back and arms growing back and eyes growing back. And people even raised from the dead stuff. I mean, that's what I saw. And I've been waiting for it. I thought it was going to happen then. You know how like you get all excited, you get a vision and you think, yay, and I was waiting. And then after, a couple of decades, you're like, it ain't going to happen. But only I've been feeling like for the last couple of years that it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Everything all came back and I'm waiting to see it on the news. And maybe I should be exercising it because I really was going for it then, and I was seeing some things happen, but not like how I saw in the vision. And I don't mean a dream; it was a vision. Difference. You're awake, and it's real. You know what I mean? Like real. But only I think as much as everything's on steroids and going fast, I think that's going to also. And I think that's what we're seeing with Trump and stuff like that, the draining the swamp and all that all is related to it. They're chasing down the pedophiles. They're getting all the spirit cookers. And I mean, just watch, mark my words. I'm predicting something, be paying attention. And
yeah,
I seen the UK come in. My chat doesn't work. I tried to type in, but my chat doesn't work. So I'll say hi and everything after we're done chatting over here with Chris. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
I'm letting you catch up on chat.
Oh, that's funny. No, go ahead. I'm good. Because it's going like crazy. I can't even keep up. At least over here it is.
Well, they're saying all nice things about you. Hey, I really liked your your field trip report.
Oh, did you?
Did all you guys out there in chat like the field trip? I thought it was cool because I got to actually see what you were talking about. But I was just amazed at the fact that you didn't have a wheelchair or a rascal scooter or a walker. And, man, you were walking like thousands of feet and climbing rocks and hills, and you look like you're having so much fun. I mean, I heard that there was this B-rated host that was, you know, starting rumors on, like a wannabe guy that was starting some kind of weird rumor that you were crippled or something.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I wasn't going fast, man. Kev was outrunning me at a normal pace. I mean, he was at one point in the video. I actually hit the ground that wasn't what I intended when I was actually talking to the microphone. That was after the fact, right? I intended on setting up the microphone and saying here I am and all that. But only I was so excited when I got there. I jumped out with the camera. I didn't even put the little stabilizer thing on it. I just took off, right? And I was all excited and heading off. I actually could see where the Bigfoot could be at. And I left Kevin in the dust. And then...
Yeah, I just thought it was a miracle that you could walk.
Yeah, and then later I seen Kevin. He was like 300 yards ahead of me. And it was like, wow, how did he do that? You know, how did he get ahead of me? But I know how. It's because I'm not fast. I'm a snail. But yeah, I'm not dead either.
Yeah, there was some strange dude online. I can't remember what his name was, but he kept saying something about Alan not being able to walk 50 feet, and then his computer messed up and he couldn't figure it out on his own, and it was kind of a joke. I had to turn it off, but it wasn't very entertaining. But I just thought maybe it was a miracle that all of a sudden you could walk. I was like, wow.
Yep. Hey, miracle.
Maybe instead of Alan the Truth, you know, Thomas, we should change your moniker to Alan Miracle Man Thomas.
Yeah, the miracle. Yeah, it was a miracle, but I'm going to do it again too. You watch. I'm not dead.
Yeah, you and I got to get out there and do it, because now that I've gone up and driven 8 hours to get to the Sierras, I can drive, 2 hours and be at your place.
Yeah, really. True. And this room right here, the one I'm sitting in, it's like a multi-purpose. It has a bed too. Ooh. I mean, it's a fold-away one, but when people come to stay, I can either blow up the big mattress or I have a fold-down bed or people could bring their own cot if they want. But it's a multi-purpose room. So no motel cost, if you come to see me.
Nice. I could do a live show from the cot.
Yeah, that's right. We'll both lay down on the floor. We'll both, set up something. That would be
like
fun.
It'll be like a Squatch zone slumber party.
Man, that would be cool, man. Don't give me no ideas.
Yeah, we'll get BZ and Adolf. We'll get all the locals, and we'll have a sleepover.
Hey, that sounds like fun. Actually, I want to do that like a sky watch or go out to an area where Bigfoot is, and we could do that too, and then come back and sleep over too. We'll record that, and then we'll come back and do a live sleepover. That would be fun.
Yeah, I'm totally up for it. I'm all the things I have to do this year are over, so I'm good the rest of the year.
Live from the cot. That would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're giving me ideas, man. You're giving me ideas.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm trying to look good, man. I am. I'm trying to stay healthy and everything. It's not easy. The ice cream calls me, and the pizza and stuff like that. I fight the urge. Yeah, so we could do that pretty soon, like anytime you want. And I even have something, man, yeah, and I think you know what it is.
Yep.
You can see it over there in the corner, right? I got my hat.
I know. I was going to say, man, get that hat off it, but
yeah, I got something for you.
Every time I see, that's right.
Yeah, every time I hung my hat on it so I wouldn't see it so much, because every time I hang my hat on, I'm like, Chris, come on, no.
Yeah, we got to do it.
Yeah, so tonight, man, this guy he's seen UFOs, and I've shared pictures of UFOs that and I talk with him all the time. He's local. He does Fresno Unexplained on Facebook.
Oh,
And,
neat. Who is it?
Fresno Unexplained. I can't say his name. He doesn't give me, Big Mike.
Okay,
I can say that much. But he's the one that saw the wolf. And then what was weird is he took a picture of it with his cell phone, and it looked like an Anunnaki thing. Like back in the Anunnaki, I don't know what they call them, hieroglyphs or petroglyphs or whatever.
Yeah, you're talking about the man with like the wolf head or whatever, right?
No, I'm talking about those big dudes, and he's holding the pine cone, and they got the wristband on, and like they're holding a little purse or something in one hand, and they look like giants, But it looks like that kind of. It doesn't, not exactly, but if you're gonna say what it looks like, the closest it would be that. So it would be the Anunnaki kind of looking thing.
Yeah. I know. I think I know what you're talking about now.
Oh,
me and my buddy one time both saw one that looked like a hellhound. It looked like it was like the size of like a Rottweiler.
Yeah, people have told me about that one. In fact, the Monsters and Mysteries in America show we were on, the other one of the segments was about the hellhounds, and they talked about that. Only they say that it attacked their car and bit their car up, and it looked like it. Something attacked their car and chewed up their fender and all that. But I wonder what they were doing to get that thing to attack their car. Weird. Yeah,
and there could have been something around our camp when we were up there, because there was only us, and there was one other camp about maybe 100 yards from where we were camped.
Yeah.
And one of the days I was there, the guy came over and asked me, "Did you hear something screaming last night?" And I said, it really piqued my interest. And then I said, "Well, what kind of screaming?" He said, "I don't know. It was super loud, and it was right behind our camp, and our dogs all got up and went ape shit and blah, blah, blah." I didn't hear anything. I mean, I was sleeping in the back of my shell, but I always crack my windows, just for air flow and whatnot. And I figured I would have heard it, but I must have slept right through it.
I don't hear anything. In fact, if you guys go back into that video, the field trip to the Millerton Lake video, and we're up where I found the stacked rocks, you can see where the stacked rocks are. Oh, I might have lost Chris again. I think I did. But anyways, if you go back in that video, the field trip video where the stacked rocks are, if you listen now, I didn't hear it. Just like I don't hear my phone ringing, that I realized that, I heard it on the video ringing, and I didn't hear it there in real life. I can't hear my phone ring. I mean, that's seriously deaf. Okay. I know I'm totally deaf in my left ear. I'm gonna have to figure out something on that, because I don't hear it ring. But now back to the beach, and you see the rock stacked, and then we're walking back down the beach, and there's an owl hooting. Does anybody know what makes an owl call? I've talked about it a lot on this channel, and the Bigfoot make owl calls, perfect owl calls. I'm not saying it was a Bigfoot. I'm just saying there was an owl. I heard it in the video. When I have the headphones on, I can hear really good for some reason. When I don't have them on, I can't. I think I'm hearing everything, and I'm not. But there was an owl calling, or doing its thing while we were on that beach that day, and it tripped me out. It was like, here I am looking for Bigfoot. I find stacked rocks, and then in my headphones, I'm hearing an owl. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Okay, that's trippy. And then I wanted to say hi to everybody that came in, Rick and from the UK and all these people coming in. You guys, I love you guys. You guys are the greatest. And the chat's been going like crazy. I haven't been keeping up. Sorry about that. Okay, that sounds good. I have a couple still. I was going to hang one. I'm going to hang one on my wall. I'm going to put it in a frame and hang it on the wall. Then I'm going to wear one too. But they're all folded up in a box. I have like 5 boxes over there that I haven't even cracked into yet. And that's, you know, I'll get to it sooner or later. I'm going at my pace, you know, and a lot of people don't like my pace because it's a lot slower. It's like barely moving. I know it frustrates my wife no end, but if you would have known me 25 years ago, I was the guy that was up at 5:30. I had my own workout area on my deck of my nice, beautiful house on my 20 acres, and I would be outside and I would hit the weights and work out, do the floor exercise like push-ups and all that kind of stuff, and walk around the hill, and then hit the hot tub, and then go get in the shower, and then I would be off either to work or I would be out riding a weed whacker, you know, like all over the place, and doing stuff on the ranch all day, sun up to sundown. That was I'm not the guy that sits around or at least I wasn't, you know, sitting around or anything like that. I had a greenhouse with a whole bunch of plants in it, 800 and something plants, and a worm farm and all this stuff going on, man. Horses and dogs and cats and geese and goats and kids, and I was a busy guy all the time. Let's see. What is it? 441? No, not that number. It's 227. Wait. 270 2249. So 559 270 2249. Okay. 559 270 2249. That's the number. The phone comes in way better. Okay. That number. I think I could type it if I go over here. Let me see. Oh, I can. Okay. There we go. That number. And it's already hooked up and everything. For some reason, in the studio, I can't chat. I can't type. It says sign into chat when I click on it. I mean, I'm signed into it, but it doesn't let me do it. Oh, how you did. Okay. Yeah, so like I move like really slow, and I didn't think about that, what Chris was talking about when he pointed it out. You know, like I can't climb hills and stuff like that, but I can walk, and I even did that without a cane. Believe it or not, the whole time I didn't have a cane, but I wasn't walking very fast. You could ask Kev. I wasn't moving very fast at all, and I was making sure that I didn't fall down and stuff like that. I mean, I am damaged goods for reals, and I do have a cane, and I use it all the time. Only I was too excited. I left my cane behind. I took off, you know, with my camera, and I like when it comes to what Chris was talking about in that show, I feel like I was set up, kind of like there is some things that they were wanting me to do that they knew I couldn't do, and I think that they were using it to to, and I'm not talking about the host, I'm talking about some of the crew for the TV stuff. They were putting me in positions that I couldn't do it, and they know it. And maybe that the host was having them do it. I'm not sure, you know. Just like my mic not working all the time and stuff, but yeah. Yeah, we did. And it was a night. There was a little hill there, but only it wasn't terrible. You know what I mean? Like, I can't climb straight up where Bigfoot climbs, and I can't hike to the top of a peak and stuff like that. But I'm looking at things that could help me, like electric bike. That would be cool. An electric bike. In fact, I was talking to that guy. I had him on the show. I can't remember his name now. But down in Acton, where he filmed that Bigfoot going up the hill, they make bikes with electric motors. I don't think it's what I'm thinking, though. You know what I mean? I don't think it is. Like, I need something like a off-road type bike, and it doesn't have to go fast. I want it to go as fast as everybody can walk, basically. Maybe a little faster if I need it to, so that if everybody runs, I can run too. That's funny. Oh, boy. Hey, what's up, Daytona? You have some good videos, man. I'm glad your arm's getting better. That's good. You have some good equipment, too. I need to get one of those, and I go to some places where there might be some treasures. Yeah, mountain climber. That's what I need. Something like that. Like, it has to be able to go up the hill and down the hill in where there's no trail. You know, like a paved handicap trail. It's got to be able to go wherever you could go. You know, it might not be able to climb big rocks or anything, but I mean, basically, it could just about go everywhere. That's what I need. And I know they have it. I've looked at them, but they're way out of my price range. Way. You know, it's like buying a freaking car. It's ridiculous. Yeah, see, 30 miles per hour, but I'll never go that fast unless I'm running from a Bigfoot or something. Normally, I'll only be going like 4 or 3. You know, as fast. I'll be wanting to walk with everybody and go on hikes with everyone. Let me ask you, like, if you're going 30 miles an hour on an electric bike, does it use the battery faster, right? Does it use it just as fast when you're going 3 miles an hour? You know, that's what I want to know. I know terrain has a lot to do with it too, but I seen those tank wheelchair things. They're I think they're motorized. They play music so you can't hear the motor, and I like the electric part because you could sneak up on whatever. Like back in the day, before Paranormal Central, and I was doing my own Bigfoot research all by myself, no camera. Well, I had a camera, a film camera, like a 35 millimeter camera, and I would go up to the hills and I would stay all by myself and look for Bigfoot. And I found, and even if I was with my friends and we were camping, the element of surprise, if they don't know you're there, you can actually, I mean, it's a surprise to you too, because you're not expecting it to come around the corner and there it is, you know. But they're not expecting you to come around the corner either. The only bad thing was when I went around the corner and there he is, I didn't think of my camera every single time. And I know people that they say, oh, everybody has a cell phone and why are they always blurry shots and all this stuff? Well, for one thing, you don't think of your camera. you're like, what the? And you, by the time it dawns on you to get a camera and you're fumbling around, it disappears. And that's happened to me at least 3 times. And also with other things. Like the thing that flew in the air that I saw, like a giant Mothman thing, whatever it was. There, I had a camera and a binoculars, okay? And I ran and grabbed the binoculars. I wasn't even thinking camera. I grabbed the binoculars. I got a good look at it looking at me. And I'll tell you, right when it was staring me down and I was staring it down, that's when I thought, oh man, I should have got the camera. I could have seen it just as good with the camera as I could with the binoculars, but what was I thinking? You know, you don't think right. I don't know why, but we don't. And I think that's with a lot of people. I really do. Napalm in the morning. Yum. Really? Off-road scooters? I'll have to check that out. That's interesting. Maybe you could shoot me a link into Facebook or something. I love you too, man. Hey, call me. Mike, call me. 559-270-2249. Call me, bro. Because I was talking about you already. I was talking about the wolf. Oops, I forgot to turn off the notification. Sorry about that, but you might hear that every so often. Make a sign? Like a gang sign? Yeah, give me a call. This is Big Mike, right? Big Mike? I don't know why that won't go away. Because I've been talking about your wolf sighting, and I'm pretty sure, right? Big Mike. The phone number sign? Oh, you mean like 270-2249. There we go. That's for us deaf people. I don't know if that's what you guys meant, but that's what you get, you know. You know, what I'm working on is having it crawl across the screen, and I could put the phone number and have it like go across the bottom. And I've been working on that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Give me a call, bro. Call in. We'll talk about your wolf sighting. You know, 270-2249. Okay, it's up to you though. You don't have to, bro. But and I want to share the pictures because it looked like an Anunnaki. No lie, it is weird looking. Actually, it reminded me of like an electric man. You know, it looked like the Volt Man monster thing. But yeah, it was a weird thing. And I'm gonna have to get a hold of Heidi and do a shadow man show or shadow being show, because she's like the expert on that stuff, on the shadow man. And me and hers talked for hours about those things. And she even was like, when we talked about aliens earlier, where they don't have what do you call it? a man. They're not male or female. They're all generic, right? They all look the same. Heidi's seen them turn into, like, change, and one of them changed into her nephew. It was holding the picture of her nephew in her house, this alien, and when she went to punch it out, like, hey, drop that picture, you know, and she went to go after it, it turned into her nephew that was in the picture. The only problem was that picture was 12 years old, right? So her nephew was grown up then, and it wasn't the same. That's otherwise it would have fooled her, because it fell on the ground, turned into her nephew, was like, don't hit me, don't hit me. I mean, that is weird. Aliens and stuff can do weird stuff. It is a trip. Oh, you're calling me? All right. Okay, I'm waiting. Your last phone number is 5150? Perfect. See, now I know some numbers. I can't remember them all anymore. Hi, Jan. How are you? Like, hopefully you're calling the right phone. You have my main number too, huh? Right? No? See, now that's a good question, Donna. And hi, Donna. How are you? How you been? But did she see it change, or did it make her see her nephew in her mind? Good question. I don't know that answer to that. I know all the other aliens stayed the same. There was 4 of them in there. According to her, there was 4, and the one changed into her nephew. And when she still went after it and grabbed the picture from it, it changed back to an alien. So it is. I don't think they're aliens first. Like they're not from another planet. They're from here. I mean, really, they were made here, or their bodies were created here. Maybe I think they were created here, you know, like the fallen angels' offspring, Nephilim or whatever. I think that's what they are. I really do. Dang. I might have to go, you guys. I might have to call it. Man, sorry about that, Big Mike. But I only got like a couple of more minutes. I promised I wouldn't go longer than 2 hours, and really, I said 1 hour, but I'm already over that by a long shot. But I'll have you call in. I'll get with you later on, and we'll get these pictures, and we'll do it the right way. I'll share the pictures and have you call in, and we'll do it like that, where we can talk about the pictures and stuff. Because I want to also do the UFO that you shot over that one traffic signal. That was a good picture too. Okay. Oh, wait, he's calling in. How do I? Hey, bro.
Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm good. Am I on the air right now, or?
Yeah, you're live. Like, you're not
All right,
Memorex,
so I can watch my language.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can do whatever you want. But if Toots is watching, you know, you don't want to like mess up in front of Toots if she's watching.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I caught your show late, dude. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But
it doesn't notify
you
people.
mentioned what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's what I even based the show on. You know, I started off with the Shadow Wolf, because that's what I called it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I mean, that's not what is in the picture, but That's
Yeah,
what you were
well, that's
saying
what
you
I
saw.
saw.
Yeah.
But that's not what came out in the picture.
Right. Yeah.
That was nuts.
Anunnaki, or you know what? It looks like the Volt Man. You know, in a cartoon, there's like an electric monster, you know, walking around. It has like, you know, going around, and it feeds off of power lines. That's what it looked like to me. That's what the picture looked like.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No, to me, it looked like that Egyptian hieroglyphic thing I sent you.
An Anunnaki.
Yeah, the Anunnaki. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It had the like a dog canine face with the wings in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did.
But like I said, I was sitting in my little chair in my driveway having my nightly cigarette, and just out of my left side peripheral, I could just see something just there at first, and I could see little movements. And every time I would turn and look at it, it would just, nothing was there, just the tire of my car, you know?
Yeah.
After a couple of minutes of that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can get on my camera. So I'm still looking forward. When I see it out of my peripheral, so I just get my camera up on my phone, open it up, snap a couple pics, and then I looked at it, and then that's when I saw what I saw. Yeah. And it's like, what trips me out though is that it's not what I saw. What I saw was maybe like a husky type dog, canine, but it was like crouched down, almost like it was trying to like make itself smaller than what it is. But it was looking, it was focused on me, and I didn't get no evil vibe or any of that type of stuff. But you could tell that this wasn't the nicest dude in the shadows. You know what I mean? Like, if me and him were going to go toe-to-toe, he'd have whooped my ass.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you were saying...
Every time I looked at him, though, he would disappear.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the pictures immediately after, and then that's when that winged thing came up with the dog face, the profile, and like you said, holding that pine cone thingy.
Yeah.
That's exactly, in my opinion, that's exactly what came out in the pictures.
Right.
You know, and then I sent it to my other partner of Fresno and Explain, and you saw the screenshot. He came back with, you know, right. Hellhound, Devil Dog, God of Death, and I don't know if he's trying to mess with me or what. It kind of spooked me. And then I went back literally the next day, and like I mentioned earlier, literally 15, 20 minutes of being exactly 24 hours. I was sitting in the exact same spot. The neighbors, their cars were parked in the exact same spot. Everything was virtually identical. And I took those pictures, the second set I sent you, and nothing came up.
So that's the neighbor's house?
No, that's my house. That's my driveway.
Oh, okay.
If you look at the picture, my chair is on the left, my wife's chair on the right, and it's against my garage door.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then, if you look at the picture where that being thing, the apparition of it or whatever, mm-hmm. My excursion is right there. That wheel that you see in the picture, that's my excursion.
Oh, okay.
And then right on the other side of that is the side of the house, and then right beyond that is the neighbor's garage and then their house and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to have you come on again, and okay. I'll load the pictures on, you know, and then I'll put the pictures up while we talk about it and stuff. And then
if you want to use them, go ahead. You got my permission, bro.
Okay, and then I also want to talk about that UFO one that you caught, that everybody said was a reflection and all that.
The one out there by Walmart where me and kids took it?
Yeah, that's not a reflection.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's not a reflection. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, no, that was nuts, dude, as well.
I seen some other UFOs that look just like that now, since then.
Yeah, you had told me when we went over that one day.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? You see me, I'm fat. I'm not going to walk.
Yeah.
I'm not going to walk nowhere. I'll drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But something told me that day, you know, hey, just walk. And I told Toots, hey, come on, let's go. And then we went. My mother daughter came with us, and we were walking. I don't know, and just like all the other UFO pictures I've captured and stuff, something just compels me to take a picture. I'll do, and something will pop up.
Man, I hear that so much. What you just said, like something told me, you know.
Yeah.
And then something told me to take a picture, you know, and they don't even see anything, right? And then when they go back and look at the picture, and there's something in the picture, you know, a UFO or this or that, you know, some other stuff in the picture. And sometimes they don't even look at the picture till a week later because they don't even trust their self. You know what I mean? Like something told them to do it, but only they didn't go back and look at the picture because, you know, they didn't think there was nothing to it. You know, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Or you know, I post them because even though I run Fresno and Explain, I still get a bunch of flack. I still get a bunch of people, oh, you're full of shit, and you're seeing this, you're seeing that. And, you know, so some of this, half of the stuff I don't even post.
Right.
Like, the pictures I sent you, the other people I sent it to was Frank and then Gina, my other admins from Fresno and Explain. You were the only other person outside of our circle. But that's because I trust you. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I get a lot of pictures and stuff and get to look at a lot of stuff all the time. And, I mean, I don't share a lot of stuff, you know what I mean, either. Because, you know, people are just people. They're not nice, mostly, you know what I mean? But only, I'm starting to get where I don't care what they say. Yeah. After a while, when do you say it's not coincidence? You know what I mean? Like picture after picture after picture, report after report after report, and everybody's saying the same thing, seeing the same thing, describing the same thing. After a while, when does it become, you know, forget trying to debunk it? It becomes, you know, there is something there. I can't explain it, like Fresno Unexplained, right? I mean, you can't explain it.
Yeah.
You can't, but it's reported and seen so many times, and finally somebody got a picture, so it's not what you expect, right?
Yep.
I mean, so now I'm getting where I just put them up. I don't care. You know, people can wrestle with it and they can think whatever they want, you know what I mean? They're not like me and you on the front line all the time getting reports and talking to people and hearing the same thing all the time.
Yeah, or actually even going out there and looking for it.
Yeah, or going and getting the picture yourself. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? The pictures I have, the ones I sent you, I actually took those myself.
Right.
You know, and then to go back, remember how a moment ago we were talking about how people get that feeling, they get compelled, that little voice in their head tells them to go outside, take a picture of this part of the sky or this or that. Remember that video I gave you with all those sightings?
Yep. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Were done between midnight, 1 in the morning, to like 5, 6 in the morning.
Wow.
Something would wake me up, tell me to go outside and start filming.
Dang. You know who else? You know who else does that? I don't know if you heard of him. It's called Manny Amperano.
Manny Amperano? Yeah, I've heard of him.
That guy does that all the time. And I mean, he's the one that got burned in Kerman. He was a cop, and it looked like the palm tree was on fire, and then it shot a beam at him and burned him.
Yeah.
And then his kids turned into rocket scientists and grandkids.
Really?
Believe it? Yeah. After getting,
I didn't hear that part, but wasn't he? Yeah. He was law enforcement. He was CHP.
Yeah, he was a Kerman cop. And then he went,
Kerman PD?
Yeah, and then he went over to. They started messing with him because he actually reported it. Right? He said what happened, and reported what happened. He went. They sent him out on a call that there was a fire, and he went over there, and it was a UFO, not a fire. But they messed with him, and so he went from Kerman over to Fresno Sheriff's Department.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I actually knew him for a long time, and I didn't even know that. I never knew that he had the UFO thing. And
really?
Yeah, and then we interviewed him when Jeff and I did the show over at the theater, at that old theater. We had him as a guest, right? And showed it. He had all the stuff, the uniform and everything. And before we went and did the interview, though, he brought his uniform over, and I'm looking at this uniform and the helmet, and I'm like, wait a minute, do you know this person and this person and this person? He's like, yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. I was only a kid running around as an explorer scout inside the sheriff's department, and these guys he's hanging out with my family in there that worked in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my uncle, my dad, all these people that worked in there, my family, and it was a trip. And then,
a small world.
Yeah, a lot of the friends, the friends of my family, that we all go picnicking and camping and all that kind of stuff, they were his friends too. And then we invited all of them, and some of them were old and in wheelchairs and stuff, but they all showed up, and it was neat it was like family reunion when he showed up at the theater and all those guys showed up. It was cool. But he said he got messed with hardcore and passed over for sergeant so many times just because he reported a UFO.
Yeah.
Really sucks.
Yeah, there's still, even though we're still, 2018, there's still a stigma attached to it.
Yeah, it is.
Even though there's so much evidence across the board that proves it, substantiates it, that there is something out there.
Yeah.
But yet you mention it, you report it, you look like you're a kook.
Yep. Yeah, well, I'm like a duck in the water, so the water bounces off of me, man. They could hit me with it all they want, but I experienced way too much stuff. It's too bad for them that they can't have an open mind.
Exactly. All of my kids, though, I got 4 children, but they all believe, they all know, you know what I mean? It's not forced upon them. I've shown them this, I've shown them that, introduced them to this, introduced them to that, and they're like, yeah, there's something out there, Dad.
Well, they might wind up more sensitive and be able to see it too, because they're more open to it. You know what I mean? Instead of like taught to deny and all that. So you might be helping them to actually experience these things.
Oh, wow. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, like babies and children, they can see stuff. But then as they get programmed in life, and the older they get, and the more programming that the school and the family and TV lays on them, then pretty soon you don't see nothing no more.
Yeah.
And some of them.
There's a ghost story that we. I'll tell you in person that my youngest daughter. Not my youngest. It's my oldest daughter. We had an experience at her old house, and she was following that thing around the room, just watching it.
Wow.
With a look of terror on her face, just watching it.
Whoa.
We had a lot of activity at that house. That was the first time I ever seen shadow people. My wife saw shadow people, and she was a non-believer up until then. And hearing voices and whatnot, it was crazy.
Yeah. Wow, man. Wow, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me call, bro.
Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime you have anything from Fresno Unexplained and you want to put it out there, call me anytime, man.
Okay, I will. And thank you for sharing my story, dude. I really do appreciate that. Fresno Unexplained supports you 100%.
Right, yeah. Well, I've been telling everybody Fresno Unexplained, too. Like, I wouldn't give your name. I wouldn't say you smoked
you can use it now. It's fine.
Because I was afraid Toots would be hearing, like, what? He smokes? What? But I started off and said he smoked, and I'm like, no, strike that. I didn't say that. He doesn't smoke, He was just sitting in his spot, Yeah. But I didn't get the story correctly. It's better when the person that experiences it tells it. Yeah, because I didn't get it totally correct. I got the high points, but I wasn't good at the the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and listen to it. Like I caught it late, and I was just cooking dinner, and I went on YouTube, and I was like, oh hey, Alan's up. And then I saw it, and it was like, was it Wolf Dog or something like that? I was like, oh crap.
Yeah. Well, it's your wolf dog.
I didn't even know.
See, I even got that wrong. Like, I had it being bigger and everything. Like maybe like as high as the hood of the car, but it was crunched down.
Like I said, it was crouched down, almost like it was getting. Like if I would have made a wrong move or something, it would have sprung.
Right.
But it was. Its head was tucked into his shoulders down. Put it that way.
Man, it doesn't sound good to me, man. Tell you.
Like I didn't get an evil feeling, but I got the feeling, I don't mess with him, he won't mess with me, but he was focused on me though.
Right.
To my peripheral, he was watching everything, and he was like kind of like fidgeting a little bit, moving around just like a dog would do,
Yeah. Wow.
It was crazy.
That reminds me of the Skinwalker Ranch. They talk about that stuff, seeing that stuff.
I want to see the documentary.
I heard there's a new one coming out. I want to see it in the theaters. I'm gonna go
see
really? It. Yeah. As soon as it comes out.
Where, bro? Like seriously, I want to go.
Okay, I'll let you know. Well, anyways, I gotta get, man. I do.
We'll have a mandate.
Yeah. Hey, you heard about it? We were talking about the sleepover. We're gonna have a live cot show.
Oh yeah, I read that one, dude. I mean, I read that, but I heard about it. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, man, we'll do that. That sounds like fun. Do a sleepover.
Yeah, let me know, dude. Keep me in the loop. Seriously.
All right. Wow, man, thanks.
I got a full day tomorrow because I wanted to talk to you about, like, further about the pictures and stuff that I had sent you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call you on Sunday. I'll message you, and then I'll call you.
Okay. All right.
All right, brother. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, man. Tell Toots I said hi, and I love her.
I will. She just got back right now from school. They had a movie night at school, so they brought the big old screen and projector in the what you call it, the basketball court, and you take your lawn chairs. They were selling hot dogs and popcorn and whatnot. So she had like a little mini drive-in.
Cool. She win the candy bar thing yet, or is she
no, not this is the last weekend. They got to turn everything in on Monday.
Cool. I know she had to do good.
She sold about 5 boxes, I think.
Wow.
And there's 60 in a box.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you want, she has like almost half a box left.
Really? Any dark chocolate? If you
want a couple, let me know.
I want dark chocolate.
Okay, I'll tell her right now.
All right.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, like I said, you have my information to use my story, use my name, use my pictures, all that.
All right, and I'll be pumping Fresno Unexplained too. All right?
Thank you. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, love you, bro.
I love you too, brother. Talk to you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was cool. I'm so glad he called, man. Sometimes, like, that's why I like other people to call and tell their story. I mean, a lot of people call me and then they don't want to be on, they don't like hearing their voice, stuff like that. But if you tell me something and I didn't really see it or experience it, I don't get it right. I don't get it straight, and I get in trouble sometimes from they get back with me and I'm like, that's not what happened. Like, I'm sorry, that's how I got it, and I really literally would rather have everyone call in and tell the story theirself, because then it's done right. What you're hearing, how they experienced it, not secondhand and all that kind of thing. But I also understand about not liking hearing your voice and being nervous and all that kind of stuff. But just think of it like we're just chatting. Like, I'm chatting just with you right now, just you. And there isn't a million people out there. There's just you right there, sitting there. And I love you, and you guys are my best friends. You're my best friend. And that's how it is with me. And it's always going to be like that. He doesn't have a show. He has a Facebook site. It's a Facebook thing, but it's called Fresno Unexplained. You can go on Facebook and type in Fresno Unexplained, and you could join it. He doesn't have a YouTube show or a blog or anything like that. Just only Fresno Unexplained, and he tries to bring everything, and he gets a lot of reports and stuff like that. And so, like, if you get a chance, go over to Facebook, type in Fresno Unexplained, and check it out. You'll like it, you know. And I'll have him on again real soon. Well, you're back for a bit, only I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I'm coming up on 2 hours. I promised I would not do that again, but only I love this stuff so much, you guys. And I love chatting with you, even though I didn't get to chat with you as much as I wanted to chat with you. But I hope you enjoyed everything that happened tonight. I enjoyed being with you, and I always do. And I'm going to try and be with you more often, honest. You know, I'm going to try once a week. If I don't make it live once a week, at least I'll have something recorded coming over, you know, like the trip to Millerton, the field trip thing. And so I might come back on tomorrow. Don't tell anybody, but only I might be back tomorrow, and then you probably won't see me again until next weekend. But I like doing the weekends. The week is just crazy. I can't really get in here in the week, and unless it's really late, and I know live late is not really good. So I'm trying to get in a little early, like Friday early or Saturday night earlier, you know, then so that the East Coasters could be live with me. The Midwesterns could be live with me. I'm sorry about the other side of the world, you guys. I can't control the sun and the time, but I'm trying the best I can to be at the right time. And with that, I gotta say, I'm gonna call it. And I thank all you guys for coming in and asking questions. And I thank you for, oh man, all the donations that I see run across. Cold Warrior, I'm gonna give you a hug one day. And Pam and Connie, and you guys are the best. Chris, everybody, Mike, you know I love you, buddy. And Kevin. I mean, I can't, I would name off everybody in my chat, really. You guys, I love you guys so much. But, and Cryptid, you know it. Anyways, I'll probably see you tomorrow night. If you don't see me tomorrow night, something happened that took me away that wasn't planned. Because really, I plan on being on tomorrow. And so at that, you guys have a great rest of the morning, night, evening, day, whatever it is, wherever you are. And we'll see you really soon.